Folks, and welcome to today's vlog. Worry not, those of you who are here waiting to hear what went on at the psychiatrist yesterday, we are going to talk about that later in the vlog. But first, I need to catch Anna before she goes to bed. Something that Andy has already done. Now, bearing in mind, it's only 36 minutes past 6. Anna's been home from uni about 38 minutes and is all ready to go to bed. When she walked in, I'd been in the kitchen cooking our dinner for about 20 minutes or so. When I went into the kitchen, Andy was sat on this chair playing on his iPad. Don't be shaking your head. When Anna came home,
such a parent.
When Anna came home, Andy was in bed, already fast asleep. So clearly, as soon as I walked out of the living room to go and make our dinner, which was steaks, and it was very nice, although Anna feels that it needed an extra minute, it was still a little bloody.
Well, I just like the outside to be cooked.
It was black on the outside, red in the middle, proper steak.
Colourblind.
Nah. But yeah, Andy's gone to bed. We don't really know why. It doesn't look like he's had a bad day at school or anything to cause it.
No, but he had an extravagant day yesterday.
He did have an extravagant day yesterday, so I think he's just tired himself out. Hopefully. It's...
No, so much what Dad said.
Yeah, I know. Which they don't know yet, but I'll tell you about that at the end of the video. Because we have another thing to talk about, which is what I wanted Anna here for. She might even stick around for the doctor's stuff, but she's very keen to go to bed as well.
Lay down.
And I really wanted her around for this first bit. If you remember at the weekend, we did the live Q&A, and we mentioned on the live Q&A that obviously we were still trying to diet, still trying to eat healthily. We mentioned it on yesterday's vlog, how we had a McDonald's and it ruined us both. We are trying to eat healthier in general, and we had a couple of people reach out to us off the back of that Q&A. One of them was a dietitian who is going to help us put together a plan for some healthier eating, and the other one was from a company called Nature's Diet, who said, Kev, would you like to try some vegan stuff for all the family, including Dave? And I said, I'm up for trying anything. And he said, well, I shall send you a box. Thinking it would be like the little treats boxes that we get sent through.
Watch this.
It's a box this big. It's the big, watch your foot again as it comes back down. It's an enormous box. Really heavy. That is a big box full of stuff. There's so much stuff in here. There's mud masks for cleansing and all. Right, let's just go through the box and see what we've got. So we have, this is meatless vegan jerky, peach ginseng agave tea, so peach teas. So it's not just vegan stuff, I guess, it's health stuff. Various teas. We have a Thai green curry kit. I think it is all vegan. Oh no, that says you can add chicken breast, so this is just like a kit to cook with. Broccoli crisps, mango crisps, mixed veg crisps, some cheese and apple training treats for Dave. Are they vegan then? If they've got cheese in?
Cheddar cheese.
Okay, so it's not all vegan stuff, it's healthy stuff. Oh my god, there's still so much stuff in the bottom of this thing. It's just healthy foods. We have peach crisps. Thank you very much for sending us all this stuff.
I've no idea.
That's charcoal toothpaste.
Oh.
Charcoal toothpaste. I want to know what this big pink box is.
What does it say on it?
Pork crackling.
What's that one down there, Kevin?
Oh, is pork crackling healthy?
It's not vegan, though, is it?
No, I guess it's a healthy food box then, maybe? Mud masks, which I guess you're going to take the mud masks.
I'll take one or two of them. Oh, gosh.
Because I don't have any use for a mud mask. More of these teas. We have, what are these? Dog food, dog treat things. Pooch and Mutt health food for dogs. Dairy-free chocolate milkshake thing. That's dairy-free.
Yeah, coconut milk. I can have them.
Yeah. So they're pretty cool. There's a lot of them. Blimey. Oh, iced coffee. Oh, I love iced coffee. Iced coffee, what? Water. Love hemp water.
Hemp water? Wow.
It's infused with CBD oil and hemp droplets.
CBD oil? You know what CBD is, don't
you? It's cannabis oil, isn't it? But it's not, you don't get high off of it. No. We have more of it. There's a lot of this tea. And this is high protein chocolate chip cookies. More cleansing masks for Anna's face, presumably.
And the girls.
Yeah, and the girls, I guess. This is...
I guess.
Yeah, well, I forget that they also do girly things. This is awesome. Thank you very much to Nature's Diet. This isn't an ad, they haven't paid us, well obviously they've given us all this stuff for free.
They're the ones that he had at Christmas.
Okay, but they have given us a discount code, so if you want to get some stuff off their website, I'll put the link to their website down in the description below. There's a discount code for 10% off, Chapman 10.
David officially likes all of these.
I'm sure he does. I kind of wish we hadn't have just had our dinner. I might have a high protein cookie. These cookies have got 15 grams of protein in. This is like proper, awesome, healthy snack stuff. And then we can clean our teeth with coal afterwards.
Wheat-free, junk-free, mini-bone dog treat.
This is awesome. Do you want to try a fruity crisp?
No, I don't like mango.
You've got curry kits. This is... Just, thank you. That's
How long
a lot
are them cracklings going to last you, Kev?
Well, I'm not going to eat loads. We'll have... I mean, they'll just... These are probably worth having at lunchtime instead of crisps. Anglesey sea salt, and what are the other ones? So these are sea salt. These are hot chili.
Awfully posh, apparently.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you very much. Very kind of you to send us all that stuff. And I'm now going to have a nose round on their website because...
Kevin likes this kind of...
I do like this kind of stuff.
Hippie stuff.
It's not hippie, it's pork scratchings.
Hipster stuff.
Oh yeah, I like hipster stuff. I am the king of the hipsters. I've got the glasses and the beard. I invented being a hipster.
But apparently I'm not. I am a, what is it, what would you call me?
You're a hipster.
No, a fake one or something, because I can't have milk.
Yeah, I want to have a... I've never had anything with CBD oil in.
It's not going to taste different, it'll be water.
Well, I don't know, it might... Infused with CBD hemp droplets. Health and wellness for the mind and body. Improves cognitive function. CBD is a natural constituent of hemp. In the 1900s, it was illegal not to grow hemp in some US states. Do you want to try some hemp water? Is this going to send us to sleep?
I could go to sleep now, regardless of this. No, because it says it improves what is it?
Oh, it's got a taste to it. Do you want to try this one?
Don't give it, Dave. No, it's fine.
It's definitely got a taste.
You can't have this.
Weirdly, it feels like it's drying out my mouth rather than quenching my thirst.
Oh, there is a taste. So it's not unpleasant.
No. I think I'm going to have a... this isn't me having the munchies.
Will you stop?
But I want to try a... we just had dinner. I'm going to try some dessert. A protein cookie.
What, you're supposed to eat all of that?
I guess. It's a protein cookie. It's a chocolate chip cookie.
No milk.
You can have a little taste, surely. Just, it's a soft cookie. So, cookie. It tastes like real food. Are you telling me this is healthy?
This has chicken, parsley and peppermint oil.
I'm fascinated that some of this stuff is healthy. I need to learn about health foods. Right, well, Anna's left me with a pile of health foods all around me and has gone off to have a lie down with her hemp oil juice. And as promised, I'm going to tell you about our trip to the CAMHS psychiatrist yesterday. This is as wide as this lens goes. It really does trouble me that it doesn't go wider. I need to get the other camera fixed pronto. So, when I did this first time round this morning with the broken microphone, I spoke for 20 minutes. I'm not going to speak for 20 minutes now, don't worry. But I do just want to talk through some of the stuff that went on, both positive and negative, and it wasn't the most positive appointment of this kind that we've ever had. We were in there about 45 minutes, and it wasn't because they were being super thorough. It's because for some of the 45 minutes, maybe about half of it, they were trying to get us to do stuff that we know is not going to work or that we've tried before. And it's a frustration that I've talked about before on the channel about when you have constantly changing professionals who come into the case new, don't know the backstory. This is the second time we've seen this psychiatrist. We met him for the first time back in the summer. That was his getting to know us, and this is his, right, I've got all these ideas for how to fix Andy. And it's like he's never communicated with any of the other professionals, and I imagine that's probably the case. He probably hasn't read the file. He probably hasn't communicated with the other professionals, because some of the things he was suggesting were just insane and would make matters so much worse and directly contradict what some of the other professionals have told us to do previously. He really focused in on Andy's weight and diet, something that everyone else involved in the process has been celebrating for the last 6 months. This time last year he was a dangerously low weight. Now he's a healthy weight, and we're all really happy with what he's doing. This guy, not happy that he's got such a limited diet, and took it upon himself to fix it. And his main suggestion was we withhold crisps from Andy and only use them as a reward. So if he wants crisps, he has to eat a normal meal first, then he can have some crisps as a reward. And it took probably a good 10 minutes of back and forth. Anna said I did go very red in the face and was getting quite firm with him as this conversation was going on, just telling him, no, we're not going to do that. What will happen if we do that is he just won't eat anything at all. We've seen on the channel before how much of a hardship it can be getting him to have one tiny little nibble of a corner of a bun or take a little sip of a glass of milk. Expecting him to eat an entire sandwich and then get a bag of crisps as a reward, he's just not going to do that. He's just going to refuse, not eat at all. His weight's going to plummet back down again, and then we're going to be right back where we were this time last year. And it took me having to say that repeatedly. He's taken it on board. I think he still disagrees with me. I think I left him with the impression that I wasn't being very cooperative and I didn't want to try his ideas. When in actual fact, we've tried all these ideas in the past and we know they don't work and we don't want to try them again and rock the boat. And it was a similar case with general management of anxiety and Andy's activities. He asked us how things have been going and we said things have been going really well. He's made massive improvements. He seems much happier. He seems to be hitting more development milestones. About halfway through the meeting he said, yeah, that's not going to be our definition of how he's doing anymore. Our new definition of how Andy's doing is how he's coping with the outside world. It doesn't really matter how he's getting on at home or at school. I want to know how he's dealing out in society, how he's coping out in the world. That's our new definition of how he's doing. So I don't think we can say he's doing really well. What? He is doing really well, because 2 years ago he wouldn't leave this room. But he wasn't impressed with how much time Andy spends on his devices. It's something we're aware of and it's something we have been gradually reducing, but we can't do it all in one go. And his bright idea for fixing the device dependence and fixing his sleep problems was when he gets home from school, just take him out for an hour or so, get him to go and run around the park, play a game outside. And again, my response was, it's all well and good saying that, not really knowing the background, not knowing Andy at all, but we do take him out after school sometimes when he wants to go out, but home is his safe space. If he's been out at school all day, we reward him by letting him come home and go on his iPad, because we still remember in the not too distant past when he wouldn't go out to school at all. So it's still a massive achievement that he goes to school every day. That's always going to be something for us to celebrate and reward him for. We don't want to then, when he gets home from school, punish him in his mind by making him go out. We sometimes, as the weather gets better, you've seen on the vlogs from the last couple of summers, when the weather's better, we will take him to churches and things after school. We'll let him go and do things that he's interested in after school. But Andy is never going to be a kid who goes and runs around at the park to burn off some energy so that he sleeps through the night. We've taken Andy to the park before. If he wants to go, he'll sometimes spend 10 or 15 minutes on the swing there having a good time before he wants to come home. If it wasn't his idea to go, he will stand next to the gate in the park asking to go home until we give in and bring him home. He won't play, he won't enjoy himself, he'll just stand there asking to leave. That's not getting him any benefit at all. That's just putting him through unnecessary trauma that he doesn't want to go through. It's going to stress him out, it's going to make him even less likely to cooperate the next day. And again, I explained all that to the guy and his response was, well, I think you should try it. Well, no, because I've just explained why we're not going to try it, because our priority is Andy's happiness and that would make him unhappy. And he said, well, I said I wasn't going to go on at length about this. I am, because it still really wound me up. Anna's laughing in the background. She knows how angry I got about this yesterday. I was furious. This is why I didn't want to do it walking around the streets of Boston. He said, well, perhaps your priority shouldn't be his happiness. Perhaps you should be judging success based on how much resilience he's building and focus less on making him happy and more on building his resilience. And I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Obviously, we'd like to build his resilience. We'd love it if Andy came home from school tomorrow and wanted to go to the park for an hour and play, but we can't force him to do it. And I'm not going to make him unhappy to try and meet some expectations from some guy sat in an office who's met him twice, doesn't know anything about him, hasn't bothered to look back at some of the things we've tried in the past and doesn't understand why that would be a major setback in what Andy's been doing. It was absolutely infuriating. The one positive to come out of that side of things is that if our previous track record of psychiatrists with CAMHS is anything to go by, that'll be the last time we see that guy, because we've never seen a psychiatrist a third time. We always get the introductory appointment, the next appointment, and then by the time the third one comes round, or six months later, they've moved on, they've left. So that's probably the last time we're going to see this guy. But I couldn't believe some of the ridiculous suggestions we were getting that just would set Andy back so far. But after we got through all that, and I wouldn't say he came round to my way of thinking, but he gave up trying. I think he wrote on his... I didn't see him write it, but I'm going to assume he wrote on his bit of paper, Dad is uncooperative. Dad won't try new ideas. And I'm fine with him thinking that. I'd rather him come away from that meeting thinking I'm not going to cooperate than expecting us to go to the next appointment and tell him all about Andy's trips to the park. I want it on record now. We ain't doing that, because I don't want to be judged on whether or not we did it next time. But we did eventually get round to the issue of medication, and this is where he did actually sort of come round to our way of thinking, because we went there expecting Andy's medication to be increased a little bit, because his weight has gone up considerably since he was last given a prescription for the medication that he's on, the fluoxetine for his anxiety. And we've seen signs of his anxiety symptoms worsening in recent months. The meltdown at school, some of the non-cooperative behaviour, some of the, like when we went to Birmingham and all he wanted to do was be in the hotel. He did the thing that he wanted to do. He went on the tram to Wolverhampton, and then he just wanted to be in the safe space of the hotel for the rest of the day. And we want to get him back to where he was a year ago when we went to Nottingham in the hotels, and he barely spent any time in them. We were out and about everywhere doing fun stuff. And it's a noticeable difference between the two trips that were very similar. They were stays in hotels, in cities, with trams, and not much else on. But in Nottingham, he wanted to do a lot more. Now, I know he's more familiar with Nottingham, but he wasn't willing to try in Birmingham. And we knew he probably needed his medication to be upped a little bit. And he calculated that based on Andy's weight now, he could take a dose of up to 20 milligrams, was it? He currently takes 8.
No, 16.
Six. Yeah, he currently takes 8 milligrams a day of fluoxetine. Based on his weight, the maximum dose he could have is 16, so he's on a half dose at the moment. Now, we don't want to just put him straight up to 16. That would be mad. He'd spit it out for a start, because it would be double what he's used to.
This happens.
Yeah, in fact, that's a very good point. Because we increased him to 10 today, so he went from 8 to 10 today, and it's his first day of doing it, and he's gone to bed at 6 o'clock. So I don't know if the two are related, but just increasing to 10 has had that impact straight away, potentially. We'll see how he is over the next few days. But we've agreed we're going to put him up to 10 for a month, and then we're going to have a phone review. We're going to give our feedback on how he's getting on with it, and let the doctor know whether we think he's fine at 10, needs to go back down to 8, needs to maybe try 12. And it's all about working out what the best dose for Andy is between the 8 and the 16 that he's allowed, and ideally getting that in place before we go to Disney so that he's in the best possible shape to manage his anxiety when we go there. So that was positive. He was much more cooperative when it came to the medication. He did emphasise that the purpose for medication is to then use that lessened anxiety to push his boundaries more. And I said, yeah, I know where you're going with this. We do that. If you'd have seen him 2 years ago, you'd have seen how much his boundaries have been pushed in the last 2 years. But we're not necessarily going to do it the way you want us to do it. But we know what we're doing. We're working with all the other professionals. Everyone else is happy with us. It's all fine. So that side of the medication is positive, and hopefully we'll notice a positive change in that. And then he's also prescribed him a new medication, which is an antihistamine, which is also, if you take it in a slightly larger dose, which Andy's going to be doing, acts as a slight sedative. And the idea of that, it's twofold. Firstly, Andy gets hay fever anyway, so there's no harm in him taking an antihistamine. But secondly, he is struggling to sleep through the night at the moment. He doesn't have an issue going to sleep, so the melatonin we've tried in the past, that helps you go to sleep. There's not a lot of benefit in giving him that, so we're not using the melatonin. But the idea of the sedative is once he is asleep, it should help him sleep through the night. So it's not like a super strong sleeping pill thing. It's an antihistamine that has a side effect of a sedative effect. But we're not even going to get those to try for a couple of weeks, because they have to be prescribed through the GP. It's a process. And they're going to be tablets as well, so there's every chance he'll just refuse to take them. But they're in the process of being prescribed, and we'll get to try them at some point in the next week or two. But if upping the fluoxetine is going to make him sleep more, We'll see what time he gets up and what time he goes to bed tomorrow. We might not need the sedative thing anyway, but conversation wise, it was a bit of a stressful appointment, but we actually did get the outcome we wanted. We've had an increase in medication, and fingers crossed, we should notice a similar effect to what we noticed a year and a half, 2 years ago when he was first prescribed the medication, and we saw a huge difference almost immediately. You're still trying to get at this food, aren't you, Dave? Get away from it. No, I know. He's trying to get into everything. But yeah, I said I wasn't going to talk for ages. I've talked for nearly 15 minutes again, like I did on the previous version of this I recorded. If this version also didn't record, let's just say you're never going to find out what happened at that appointment, because I cannot do it a third time. Sounds like Andy's awake, so I need to clear all this stuff off of his chair. Can you just kick that box over?
Please?
His chair is clear. He's just gone to the toilet. Anna's asking him to come down for a cuddle, and he's just yelled, no! So,
Andy, come on.
I think he just wants a wee and then he wants to go back to bed.
Are you tired?
Perhaps he's got a migraine. I think we'll wrap things up on the vlog there anyway, because it doesn't sound like he's coming down and we need to go up there and see what he's up to. So if you have enjoyed today's vlog, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for us. Subscribe to the channel for more daily vlogs. And thank you very much for watching.